All right, we're backstage at Louder Than Life. Sully, Erna, Shannon, Larkin giving us some of their time. Thank you very much for that, gentlemen. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. So, Shannon, I want to ask you, does Sully egg you on because you guys are the best tag team in the world of Instagram? Or are you just like that? Is that just...
No, he's a genius, man. He gets us like all of our prime moments, backstage, and he does egg us on to dance and do crazy stuff. That it's all in good fun.
It's always you, though. It's always like him, like kind of poking, and you delivering the comedy. I very much enjoy it. So.
Him and I have noticed, we knew each other for a decade before I even joined this band, and we were always very like-minded dudes as far as, our general attitude about rock and roll and how we walk around every day. And we were, raised on the same musical influences even, and so we're a lot alike. And, it definitely shows when you put us in any situation together that's fun.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's so fun to watch. You guys have that amazing moment on stage where you do the dual drum off. I don't know what the correct term is, but you're both on stage drumming your hearts off. Has that ever gone terribly wrong?
Battaglia de los Tamboros is what it's officially called, and yes.
Is it?
We've had our only Spinal Tap moments that I can remember with that thing. And
can you share one of those, please?
Well, it seemed like with me, the only time I'd ever break a drum pedal, which you need as a drummer to play, is when I'm at the front of the stage during that solo. That's when my pedal would break. And that's a very Spinal Tap moment for a drummer. You take his feet away.
So what do you do at that point?
I look at Shane with giant round eyes. Yeah, with fear in my eyes. Help me. And then I just play with my arms as much as I can. He covers me in that case, But then we've had the old, last night, his roadie dudes are over there like spinning his riser, which...
Oh, yeah. I get caught on a cable and I get stuck.
Yeah.
I was laughing about it. But that's the beauty about also the drum battle is that because you have two drummers playing the groove, you could literally lay off the pedal and the other guy got you for a minute. And so in those moments, the crowd never misses the beat because there's another guy that's still playing the exact same beat and we're mirror imaging each other. But I actually had a crazy Spinal Tap moment when we were back on the Faceless tour and we used to have the drums come up out in the arena. Like Shannon would be on stage and then we had this big metal cylinder out behind the soundboard and my drums would come up in the middle of the audience. And I used to literally have to go out there like in a road case and sneak into this big cylinder. It looked like a giant soup can.
Lord.
And the drums would, because we wanted to surprise people, right? And all of a sudden this drum battle happens and Shannon's way over there on stage and I'm on the other side of the arena. So the back of the arena seats become front row for those people. But the fucking thing got stuck when it was on its way up and just the cymbals stuck out of it. And I'm like waving my hands and it was like a horrible Spinal Tap moment.
That's funny. Well, for the crowd, I'm sure not funny for you or funny for those hearing the story after the fact. Sully, at a recent event benefiting the Scars Foundation, which we've talked about extensively on Loudwire Nights before, you served as co-trainer to David Tubbs. Is that a talent of yours? Are you super into boxing? Is that something you're passionate about? Or were you just kind of like the celebrity?
No, I actually have been in boxing since 2000. When we did Ozfest, the second year of it, I had met this guy named Mad Max Hammer, who was Phil Anselmo's boxing trainer, because Phil's way into boxing. And he turned me on to him, and then on the days that he wasn't working with Phil, Max started showing me how to throw punches, and he got me really into boxing. And from that point on, I just kind of found that I really liked the training of it, because it's a real high endurance training, and I feel like I need that to stay in shape to do what we do on stage. And so I just kind of grew and learned from there and got different trainers. And since then, like I've worked with Freddie Roach's camp and I've worked with some pretty great boxing trainers. Even my sister, my younger sister's into it, and she won the Golden Gloves her first year into it.
Oh, wow.
And so she's actually out here with us right now, like as our personal trainer. But yeah, it's something I just always had a real passion for and I really enjoy doing. And that specific guy was making his debut fight in pro boxing, and he wanted to do it at the Scars Foundation event because he spent like over a decade in prison back in the day for doing selling drugs or doing drugs or something, and came out, rehabilitated himself, works with kids now and all that stuff, and he wanted to make his pro debut on an event that meant something to him. And so somehow the Scars Foundation like resonated with him, and so they asked me to be in their corner. And so I just did it for fun.
Awesome. And he won. So happy ending all the way around.
18-second knockout.
That was fast. Nice. Super fast. I know you didn't anticipate it would be quite that fast, although you did predict the win. You guys are 3 for 3 on the latest album, When Legends Rise, right? So it's the title track, Bulletproof, and most recently Under Your Scars, all went to the top of the charts. And I know you're not done with the record, and I know you're probably not going to answer this, but I have to ask anyway. What will be the 4th number 1 single?
Are we loud? Unforgettable.
Oh!
And we like that track. It's got a really cool, different tempo for us. It's groovy. It's got a wah-wah pedal part that adds a little funkiness to it. And it's tuned to C, though, so it's still heavy sounding and still has a Godsmack toughness, I think, to it because of the tuning alone. When we first kicks in, man, that first note chord is just heavy.
Lyrically, what can you tell us about the song? I mean, most of us have probably heard it by now, but for those who haven't.
Yeah, it's the track on the record. I believe it's track number 3 maybe, but it's the track on the record that we actually brought in a bunch of school kids from the area, from the New England area, to sing on the track with us. But it, just like Shannon said, it's just a really big, fun song, but it has this very melodic, anthemic chorus to it. That really is, I feel, could be a staple for any brand out there. Like, it could be a Lexus commercial, it could be a football commercial, it could be a can of soup commercial. Like, it's unforgettable. Like, that's such a broad statement, and because it has such an anthemic chorus, we really feel like it's one of those songs that we've been really waiting to release because we think it's going to do really well for us. But then again, we've thought that before, and the song didn't do as well.
You never know.
And then we throw out a song like Whiskey Hangover that we whipped up in a day, and the thing went number 1. So we don't know what's going to stick anymore.
I mean, everything.
One thing, let me say this. One thing I do know is that song came last, and it was the way Something Different on the last record came last, like kind of, out of the ether of the whole recording and being together thing. And sometimes those are our best songs that end up as almost an afterthought after we have the main body of work. And so it's proper that it's released as the last single, I think.
You think this will be it for that one? I mean, all songs off that record have been on fire, so I'm sure it's going to continue on with that trend.
If we get number 1 out of Unforgettable, we might release Take It to the Edge.
You're like, don't say just 4. There might be a 5. I got a note, speaking of Passion, New England. You're wearing your trusty New England hat. Of course, no surprise to anybody. Sully, Erna, huge fan. And an Elton John shirt, which is a little surprising, actually. And what's happening over here, Shannon? What does it say? What is that?
It's Satanic Temple.
Okay.
It's like right in line with Elton John.
Yeah. I can see how you guys...
a big Illuminati.
All right, moving on. Godsmack currently on the road with Halestorm supporting... I'm guessing you've caught Halestorm on stage at some point, right? Even if it's just a snippet of their show. What stands out to you about that band most?
Lizzie.
I was going to say, besides Lizzie.
She is a siren. And she is like he calls her every night, man. She's the hard rock queen of the world. Right now, her voice is just amazing. But the whole band, man, it's been such, wow, are they just cool people. And we toured with them before. And after all their Grammys and fame and all this, they have not changed. They're the same people we met when they first came out, and they're extraordinarily nice people, and they're all great players. They're all in it for the same reasons we are.
Very cool. Thank you for that. You guys recently made a little video, you were thanking fans for 10 million views for Under Your Scars. Do you ever fall into the comments rabbit hole, whether it's on YouTube or social media or something on one of your Insta videos? Do you read it? Do you care? No.
I do.
You do?
I get sucked into the rabbit hole, yes. And,
I don't just for that reason, because it creates emotion one way or the other. It's either something you get like, yeah, man, feed your ego, or you just go, that f***er, I can't believe he said that. Him, I'm going to ruin his life now.
I doubt it would have such a serious impact. Has it ever actually upset you? No, you can't.
Absolutely no. If somebody says we suck, I'm still a musician. I don't care how much fame and gold records and all that bull. Somebody says I suck, it offends me.
Yeah.
I try not to let it. I try not to let it. I try not to care, but I do care, and I can't lie to myself. Do I respond? No.
No, of course not.
They'll
never know they got to me ever.
That's right.
So this is kind of a serious one, and I don't want it to be about him necessarily, but I'm going to just say it for reference. The big news yesterday, obviously, was that Mr. James Hetfield of Metallica is going to be readmitted into rehab. They're postponing certain dates on their upcoming tour. So I wonder, looking at yourself and what you do, and nobody's going to say no to you, whatever, has there ever been a point where you had to kind of look inward and be like, all right, you need to check yourself, you need to check what you're doing, you need to check how you're behaving, you need to check your habits?
I could answer this, but I'm going to turn the mic over to Shannon on this one because I think he has something more important to say than me.
Okay, please.
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic, sober for 3.5 years now. And just the day before yesterday, I even texted him, a shot of Jack would be nice. I mean, it's every day is the answer. Every day you got to check yourself if you're an alcoholic, and James is. I know him, he is, admitted. And so, I feel for him right now, man, because it's not something that you choose to do. It's like a disease we have. Whether we inflicted it on ourselves or not remains to be seen. But the truth is every single day you get a craving and you get urges, and especially Hetfield and Godsmack, the four of us at least, we've been doing this for 30 years. So, you get yourself into a routine, and it's hard to break. And when you break it, you usually do it when something bad has happened that made you go, I need to fix myself. And then usually, like in my case and in James' case, then you take time off from this rock and roll world, and you go into rehab, and then you go home, and you find your new universe and your new self, and you try and be happy. But then you get thrown back on this fantasy land that we're out here in, that's surrounded by partying, man. That's what we do, and we're the host of the party. So now you're feeling weird that you're not partying with the fam, whatever. So I understand, and I feel for James, and he will get through it. He's a strong dude.
Yep, I feel the same way. I love that guy. We spent a lot of time on the road together, and it sucks that, he relapsed, but we're glad that he recognized it early enough that he, went back in. I mean, and that's just a whole nother set of things that he has to deal with again, because, as Shannon went through, as James went through, as many of us went through, you go and do this rehab thing, and that's a whole lot of work to begin with. So I'm sure he's even feeling that weight of like, I blew it and I got to go through this whole thing again. He did the real deal. He did a 90-day, 3 months away from everybody. And, I'm sure he's like, man, I got to go through this again now. But he's a good dude, man. Unfortunately, he has a bad disease, and we all believe in him. We all love him. He's been an inspiration and an icon, mentor to all of us over the years. And, we send out our best love and wishes that he gets well soon and gets back on track for himself, his band, and his family.
And his fans who love him. All right, thank you for that. So we'll just wrap with, what am I missing? What did I not touch on? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Plug, promote?
Unforgettable. It's coming. We're going to probably do we hope to do a really cool video for that song that Sully's got a great treatment for. And because Bulletproof did really well for us, and people saw another side of us.
I was going to say, is it comedy based as well?
And also, when you make videos, we've made 20 videos or whatever, it's usually a drag, and you're playing the same song 50 times while they get all the shots. And this time it was actually fun, and we all had a great time making this video. So we're looking forward to perhaps doing another one for Unforgettable in a comedy kind of vein.
Beautiful. Look forward to it. Thank you so much, Shannon, Larkin, Sully, Erna, Godsmack. Appreciate your time always.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for having us.